bar as well. So I'm just going to work this about 2 or 3 times. And all I'm doing is just folding some air into the chocolate. Now this chocolate is currently about 50 degrees. And I just want to get this down to 27.5 degrees. Now the ladies back then, they would have done this process 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. On a Saturday they would just work half a day, and then Sunday would be their day off. Now if I didn't temper this chocolate, and if I just left this at 50 degrees, when the chocolate sets it would be very dull in colour, it would have a lot of streaks on it, and it would be quite crumbly as well, which is what we want. We want that nice shine and a nice thickness that you can see here now. So this chocolate now should be at 27.5 degrees. Now the ladies back then, they wouldn't have used any thermometers because they were quite expensive and they were very fragile as well. So their way of testing their chocolate to see if it was ready was just to use their little, just dip it into the chocolate, just checking for any hot spots. Now the ladies back then, they were allowed to taste test their chocolate, so they would just test it on their lips to see if it was cool enough, but for health and safety reasons on the table. Whereas back then they would have used these metal molds, which are a little bit heavier, and they are a little bit louder on the table. So you can imagine the production rooms back then, they would have been very, very noisy. So I'm just going to pop this chocolate into my mould, and then I'm just going to spread this chocolate out, pushing the chocolate into those holes, and then I'm just going to give this a quick tap on the table, just to release all of the air bubbles that are trapped inside the chocolate from the tempering process. Now the reason why we tap those air bubbles back out is so we don't get any holes in our chocolate when we turn them out later on. So I'm just going to pop this chocolate to the side, and then I'm just going to give this a quick tap and a little shake. And you can see those air bubbles now have risen to the surface. So that's how we make our solid chocolate. But if I wanted to get a soft centre into my chocolate, like caramel, strawberry, mint, anything like that, I'm going to show you a process called shelling. So I'm just going to turn my mould upside down. You can see that the chocolate currently doesn't go anywhere. I can pop some with my head. But if I give this little tap on the table and a little shake, we get chocolate rain. And this will just give us that hollow centre in the chocolate. So if I clean this off now and turn this over, you can see we're left with that hollow shell. So the ladies back then, they would leave this to set at the side for about 10 to 15 minutes.